Welcome, everyone, to the WDW News Today Podcast. My name is Eric Morton. With me, Tom Corliss.
I'm here and not somewhere else.
You're definitely not floating around in a fjord somewhere.
What date would this episode be?
I don't know. But we're definitely not recording it weeks ahead of time.
Today is September 23rd. I'm definitely not in London right now.
Happy Tuesday. Oh, are you going to the Hercules musical tonight, Tom?
Yes. It's just down the street from our studio. We're on the East End, and it's on the West End.
It's so weird.
Is that how London works? Is there an East End?
I don't know, but I've been to the West End. I saw Les Miserables there one time.
Oh, that's cool.
And a tourist I was in a balcony in like kind of bad seats, and a guy lit a cigarette as soon as the show started and started smoking. And they come up, and usher comes up. They're like, "Sir, you have to put that out." And he starts arguing with them in a foreign language. And then they remove him. And I'm like, well, that guy must have got kicked out. Nope. I went back behind there like during intermission, and there he was smoking a cigarette again, like underneath the seats.
I believe it.
Yeah, that was a good time. You know, one guy just stole a loaf of bread and went to prison for 19 years, and the other guy is smoking a cigarette in like a 200-year-old theater. And he doesn't get in trouble at all.
As long as it's not New York City, you'll be fine.
And I saw another play there called Laughter on the 23rd Floor, starring Gene Wilder. I was in London. I was like, I don't know what to see. I don't know what to do. And I was like, hey, there's a play with Gene Wilder. And I went, and it was like, wow, that's Gene Wilder. That's so cool. And like an hour and a half later, I was like, that's the most boring, forgettable play I've ever seen. But I saw Gene Wilder.
Well, you saw Gene Wilder, yeah.
I don't recall a lot of laughter on the 23rd floor. Maybe I just wasn't in the mood. I don't know.
Maybe it was on the 24th floor.
You never know. So how have things been lately, Tom?
Oh, great.
How was your cruise in Norway?
It was wonderful, I'm sure.
Was the water cold?
Yes.
I hear that Disney Fantasy is a nice ship.
I love it. It was great. I'm glad I could come back to do a podcast episode, but we should hurry so I could get on the plane back to London.
We've got a lot of great new stuff on Carousel of Products. Obviously, the Gertie, inflatable Santa Gertie for your yard. Also, now that we're in the future, we have space suits with characters on them, a hover car.
There's magnets. You'll want to join the Magnet of the Month Club to get a magnet for your hover car.
Yes.
Yes. Please go join carouselofproducts.com. We've also still got our I Counted Down to Extinction t-shirts, I think.
The future is now.
This will be edited out if they sell out, so we'll see what happens. Maybe they'll still be available. There is more dinosaur farewell merchandise coming as well at a later time, so stay tuned.
The WIGS are joining us live in the chat in the future or the past or however we want to talk about this. If you want to learn about becoming a WIGS member, go to patreon.com/WWNT, and you can support us and all the stupid stuff that we do, including time travel.
Most of our budget is...
I know the Concorde is waiting out on the tarmac for you, Tom, to get to Hercules tonight in the West End. So should we start snack time?
Yes, please.
Okay, good. Some people are relieved that banter time is over already and we're on to snack time. If you don't like loud chewing, mute until you see us not chewing anymore. Or fast forward for a minute and a half.
I can't wait till they're going to mail us an award. It's going to be the best sounding podcast.
Okay, it's in, I think, Chinese, but it is Kobe steak. They're Lay's potato chips, Kobe steak flavored. That really kind of tastes like.
There's a little bit of it there for sure.
There's an oniony taste too.
Yeah.
These aren't bad.
They kind of just taste like normal Lay's chips, but with like a slight hint of
onion. It tastes like steak. Like not the way I would cook a steak, but
they're not bad.
Out of 7, what would you give them?
Like a 6. I like the savoriness.
I'll give them a 6.
Yeah, they're just like salty Lay's, but with a little bit of like onion and beef. I like that. Those are pretty good.
So if you joined us last week, which was definitely not in the future from now, but a week ago, we had an episode about redesigning Walt Disney World theme parks.
Yes.
And we started at the Magic Kingdom, and the first land that we went into was Main Street, USA. Now that we have made it perfect there, where there are no flaws at all, we're moving on, Tom.
Okay.
What are we moving on to?
Adventureland.
Adventureland. All right. So our Adventureland has some problems, you could say. First up, Walt Disney, we have taken Club 33 out of Adventureland, and it is back on Main Street, USA.
Yes.
So what are you planning to do with that space?
All right. I think we both have very different plans. So let me lay out what I've got. So with Club 33 out of the way, what I want to do on this side of Adventureland is give it an entirely new identity. So the first thing I want to do, and I know I'm going to get hate for this, but it's time, folks. We are going to tear out the Swiss Family Treehouse. The Swiss Family Treehouse is gone. And I find there is an attraction elsewhere in the world that belongs in our Adventureland. Magic Kingdom doesn't have a trackless ride. I think there's some characters that would fit in really well. I would like to put Mystic Manor there. I would like to have Mystic Manor within the palm trees. Like, I just think it fits in so perfectly there. It's across from a sea restaurant in the Skipper Canteen just down the road. And then what I want to do with the space on the other side is we still have the Sunshine Tree Terrace. But I find that we're going to need that space for Mystic Manor, the seating area across the way. And so what are we going to do with everybody? And the answer is to take back the space that Club 33 inhabits. So we're going to take that space back for seating, some interior, some exterior seating for the Sunshine Tree Terrace. But the other thing I want to do, and I don't understand why this isn't a thing. Look, Figment merchandise the last couple of years, the popcorn bucket mania, like look at those lines. They were insane. The merchandise sells out all the time for him. And so because of all that popularity growth, they're like, let's have a Figment meet and greet. And people loved the Figment meet and greet. I think in a similar vein, the Orange Bird meet and greet must return to the Magic Kingdom. He's such a cute character. It's very lovable, very huggable. Like, you would sell even more merchandise of him if there was a space where you could meet him. Or even if he just roams. I think he needs to have a line. I think he's going to be very popular. It's just such a cute character, and he's become a Walt Disney World mascot again over the last several years. He sells tons of merchandise. People that don't even know the backstory of the character will see that and be like, that's so cute. Let's get in line. So I want the left side, we're going to have Mystic Manor. And on the right side of the path, I want... and we could re-theme Sunshine Tree and a bit of that space a little bit to mix better with Mystic Manor. We can have, if you've been to Hong Kong, they have the Explorers Club next door, the restaurant space, which is like an eclectic collection of artifacts from different regions. We could certainly do that for the seating area and some of the space and some of the meet and greet facility here.
Two questions.
Yeah.
The first one, do you think it's okay if we combine Sunshine Tree and Aloha Isle? They kind of do the same thing.
I think so, but capacity-wise, it's helpful to have two venues. Like Aloha Isle is
what if I had an
overwhelmed.
idea, capacity-wise?
What's your idea?
It involves a bulldozer and the magic carpets of Aladdin.
I have a plan for that too, but let me hear yours.
Okay, we take that bulldozer,
Yeah.
and then we go over to the magic carpets of Aladdin,
Yeah.
and we bulldoze it.
But then what do you do with the space that you have?
Well, I had a few ideas, but
Okay.
one of them could be increased seating so that we can combine
Yeah.
Aloha Isle and
I've got
Sunshine
this too. So far, we match
Tree.
on this. Okay.
Okay. I did have some other ideas for that, but I think that's a good place to start. My second question then is, because we're adding Mystic Manor, we're not into other areas of the park yet.
Yeah.
This is sort of analogous to some people to kind of being a haunted mansion of Hong Kong. We're still keeping the haunted mansion across the park.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. I just want to make sure.
I think they're
we're
different
gonna-
enough. Here's what I will say. There is a moment or two in the attraction that's pretty close to Haunted Mansion. Maybe we change it. But on the other side, like Lord Henry Mystic is a collector. And so one of the places he's collected, like if there's a prop that happens to be from Tiki Room, why can't it be that he went to wherever the Tiki Room is and acquired that prop? I think it works with everything. And honestly, the like one or two things that really connect to Haunted Mansion are not even main story points They're kind of just little sight gags in Mystic Manor. They're pretty different rides. So I think like those two things, I don't want to spoil it too much for you, but there's off to the side, it's not even a thing your vehicle turns towards, are the busts that follow you. So we don't need that. We can get rid of that. The other thing is that we do have but actually the Medusa's not in Haunted Mansion anyway, so we can keep it. They're homages, but they're not. There's no real direct connection other than people think it's the Haunted Mansion of Hong Kong, but it's really not. It's a totally different vibe. It's not, I don't know, Ghost Retirement Home versus Evil Curse has brought, items in a house to life. They're two very different things. One is like ghosts, causing mischief, and the other is a curse bringing inanimate objects to life. They feel like very different vibes to me. Mystic more aligns with me with like Disney Sea Tower of Terror, and I don't know, it feels more similar to some of those things story-wise than it does to Haunted Mansion. I think we're fine. I don't think they overlap at all, if I'm being honest.
I would then like to propose that we add the Bengal barbecue to Adventureland. The Bengal barbecue from Disneyland.
I'd love that, but man, we would never do that as good, right? Do you want to put that like where that seating area is now, the
Sunglass Hut. It's going in the Sunglass Hut, that area.
Well, why don't we make the
and they
Sunglass
can sit
Hut?
By Agrabah.
Why don't we turn the Sunglass Hut into more seating? And why don't we make the service so there's the Zanzibar store. It's just seating right now.
Yeah.
There's got to be a backstage there, so I assume we could build a kitchen facility there.
Bengal barbecue's a tiny footprint.
Yeah, so let's put Bengal there. Let's keep Aloha Isle on the left side.
Okay.
On the right side, let's build a Bengal barbecue of sorts. I think there's enough room for a grill in the middle there, and so we can make this happen. And then to make up for the interior seating we lost, let's take Sunglass Hut. But then, so what I want to do with the space that was Magic Carpets is, number one, I want a wider central pathway. Because the bottleneck there is ridiculous. So what I want to do is I want to take the leaky tikis out. I want to rip those out completely. The water play area.
Okay, you're not going to replace. They're not going to put them somewhere else.
I will. So on the left side, what I want to do is have that path be wider than it is currently, so you can get to Jungle Cruise and Pirates real easily. Then we can have a path that wraps in front of Aloha and Bengal that's a little wider. And then what I want to do with all that center space is a little bit of seating, but then also along with the seating is I want an expanded water play area for kids. Okay. So like mom and dad, whether they're enjoying a treat or not, can sit over there and have a view of this water play area. It's like a splash pad. It's not going to be as big as Casey Jr., but it'll certainly be bigger and more ornate than it is currently. But I think splash pads in an Orlando theme park are super important, more like play spaces, and I think this would work out nicely. But I think we need to widen that path, and we can eat into some of that. There's some brush behind the leaky tikis as well, so we could really go out that way to make sure we have enough room in the middle for seating and a water play area.
I think so. One thing to me is that the Jungle Cruise takes up a gigantic footprint.
Oh no.
And there is room to push it out towards the Seven Seas Lagoon.
There's a plot behind Pirates that was going to be Fire Mountain.
Yes.
Is that what you're talking about, or you want to eat into?
Yeah,
Jungle
or you
Cruise?
Could even go towards the walking path. Like you could look. There's room behind Caribbean Way, right?
That's where Fire Mountain was going to be. Yeah. That.
And, well, there's the area behind Pirates
that's
too.
It, yeah.
So, I think you could widen and give ourselves a little bit more space there and not reduce the size of the Jungle Cruise. But we're going to need a little bit of that real estate because I want to add an attraction, another sea-themed attraction. This is original. This is Hathaway Brown's Aviator Quest. So I want to think like Pteranodon Flyers at Islands of Adventure.
Yeah.
It's suspended up above. It doesn't take up, and it can commingle space with the Jungle Cruise, and even go swoop over parts of the Jungle Cruise, even go through the like cave tunnel thing, the temple.
That'd be cool to have.
Go through the temple.
Double dip on that space.
Right, because if you look at like the things that I talk about with that Disneyland does well is like layering. Right, and Disney World's not as good at that. So there's a little kinetic energy added to Adventureland, but it's not intrusive to other attractions. And I think you add these sort of vintage planes, and then you have the Hathaway Brown like sea theme. It integrates with Jungle Cruise. It also integrates with Mystic Manor.
Yeah.
It integrates with Skipper Canteen.
We have a whole sea land, yeah.
Now you have a lot of sea stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't think that attraction is very expensive. You're a suspended – Toronto on Flyers is like a suspended –
we want to build a higher capacity version for sure. Yeah. Because if you build the 2-seat version with Pteranodon, but some sort of suspended family ride with better capacity.
Something quiet, easy, smooth.
Yeah.
You know,
are they hang gliders? Are we in little airplanes?
No, they're little airplanes. Because he's a pilot. Hathaway Brown's a pilot.
For those that don't know Hathaway Brown, it's a character from the Adventurers Club.
Correct.
Yeah.
And he is presumed to be a member of C.
He has half of his plane is crashed on the Jungle Cruise. That was one of the changes in the refurb is they rebranded that as part of his plane. So he is wrapped into this area already. That would be a real cute element then because it's funny because like, oh, that's the plane that's crashed there. This guy's still flying around here.
I just think it doesn't take up that much of a footprint because it can weave around other attractions that are in Adventureland.
And we could out behind Pirates and Jungle Cruise, you could use a little bit of that space to build some dedicated attraction space like waterfalls and rock work and things that'll get that attraction started, and then you could sort of fly off to other places.
Yeah.
Like you go down the back of Jungle Cruise and maybe integrate with a couple scenes. Maybe you pass by one side of Mystic Manor area, you just see like the rest of Adventureland, and then you start your way back.
I think you could also put some exploration trails back in there around the Jungle Cruise with all the area. Just area for people to walk around and look at, like you said, waterfalls, see boats go by, but keep it so you're not bulldozing a bunch of stuff to make room for these walkways, right? These people are walking through what appears to be sort of a natural trail system that happens to come upon the Jungle Cruise at places. Certain areas, maybe you're going to see Inspiration Falls, or you're going to see the temple, or you're going to have the Hathaway Brown attraction kind of swoop over your head. But something where you can kind of explore and go back to there. Doesn't have to be crazy. Just a little walking trail back there. Doesn't take up a lot of space.
Here's what I want to do. I'm doing this on the fly because I didn't read all your ideas. Here's what I want to do. I want that area to also have another entrance into Magic Kingdom. And we're gonna do what Disney's likely gonna do. I want to build a hotel over there.
Yep.
I want to build the Explorer's Lodge, a version of that. So something that, again, ties into all these. We're celebrating a number of explorers now.
Right.
Albert Falls, his daughter or granddaughter. Albert is the granddaughter, right?
Yes.
Hathaway, Lord Henry Mystic. We're celebrating all these characters. I would love a little, luxury hotel out there that looks like a sort of lodge, which... What I like about Explorers Lodge is it celebrates a number of places. Obviously, Animal Kingdom Lodge celebrates Africa. Explorers Lodge has an India section. There's an Australia section. I feel like that would be really interesting to have that out back on the pathway, and then have that entrance go through this sort of area where there is the outpost. There's the loading area, the entrance and the load area for your plane ride. There is you can go off to the side path and go through this exploration trail area.
Yeah, the one thing I would say about, or two things I would say about that. Number one, that entrance, I think if you're going to add a second entrance to a theme park, it makes sense to put it in a spot that's opposite of or far from the main entrance. In this case, you would almost have to put it down there where it's really just a secondary front entrance to Magic Kingdom.
I think it's just for the people staying at that hotel.
So
we leave it just for those guests. Because otherwise, if you're walking from Grand Floridian anyway, just keep going down the path and go in. I think it should be, you're staying at the Explorers Lodge. It is connected to Adventureland.
Yeah.
What might be kind of fun is, when Magic Kingdom park hours are affected for some reason, whether it's a party or something, if we just have a secondary gate that locks off that area, and maybe the hotel guests can still access the walking trails, and or maybe the walking trails become part of the hotel. Maybe they're not even part of the park necessarily.
My other hesitation is that I think that the multiple entrances work really well at DCA. Right now there are 3. I think they're down to 2. Have they closed the one by Corndog Castle yet? January. Yeah. So now there's 2 entrances into that park. That works really well, and it really plays well with the hotel, the Grand Californian, and all that. But I feel like in a castle park, there is something that people have that's special about that reveal of walking in onto Main Street and seeing the castle. So while I think that it would be maybe more efficient and certainly a premium offering to have that secondary park entrance, I don't know that that's where I would put it if I did it at all.
I just think if we're going to, like, it seems like inevitable there's going to be a hotel over there. I just think that's a really fun idea to have an Adventureland hotel.
Yeah, I think I have to see how the geography shapes up around the Magic Kingdom, because there are areas, back of the park that might be a little more interesting, but we'll see. That aren't in Adventureland. With Villains Land and things coming along.
There's just a good-sized plot back there, so I don't know that, like, a few pathways, like exploration trails and the load area for this plane ride is going to fill the whole plot.
You take a lot of criticism for caring about sightlines, and I wonder if that could cause a lot more sightline problems, the hotel being right there.
Well, I want it to architecturally wrap in. Like, I want it to match. We could go all in. We could make it a volcano. If we want to put a hotel in a volcano, that's fine with me. But I think there's something there.
Beam says in the WIGS chat that let the Pteranodon Flyer go through the lobby of the hotel.
Yeah, that'd be great. Like the airplanes just.
That's like you ever go through New York, and Vegas, and the roller coaster goes through the not the lobby, but goes through like a restaurant area, a covered area indoors. All right.
I think it could be cool.
Do you want me to keep going, or do you want to?
I don't know how much more I have. Like,
I have a bunch.
All right, keep going.
Okay,
man, how much are you going to do?
I know. So here's one: the Treasure Point restaurant in the Pirates of the Caribbean. So it's sort of like Blue Bayou. We'd have to expand in there. Sort of like Blue Bayou in that you can sit indoors and watch the boats leave for Pirates of the Caribbean, but it's a pirate themed restaurant. We're not on a bayou. We're
so like Paris.
Yes.
Yeah, they have Captain Jack's. Which
right,
is
like Captain Jack's. So, a treasure-themed pirate island type of vibe that would be kind of cool, I think, and something they could easily monetize. This restaurant would pay for itself in a year.
Yeah.
Okay, so Beacon Barrel, where it is now, is fine. I think Beacon Barrel is really cool.
Yeah.
I think it's a great spot. But what if you moved it around so that you'd have to get over the railroad tracks? But what if it were built into the show building for Pirates of the Caribbean, and part of Beacon Barrel is like a quiet, dark balcony, a mezzanine that overlooked the battle when the people first come down when they come down the first drop of Pirates of the Caribbean. And you could sit there and you're quietly, not disrupting the people who are on the ride. It's not
Does
a big,
it make more
bright,
sense as part of the burning town, though?
We could put it.
They're all drunk in the burning town.
We could put it kind of anywhere you want. I'm just thinking. I like things that overlook attractions.
Yeah,
that's 2-in-1 attraction. But you look at, I don't know. You look at all the opportunities that are out there. Pirates is as popular as it's ever been, and I think that different perspective from Beacon Barrel, it kind of reminds me, in my mind, what I'm thinking is something sort of like the Catwalk Bar, at Hollywood Studios, where you used to be able to just quietly sit up above and look down upon what was going on below.
I'm gonna just put this out there, Eric. We're gonna knock down Pirates of the Caribbean and start over. We have the bad version. It's short. I think if you're gonna bother like doing all of this, I think you need an extended version of the ride, and I think you need to rebuild it. I think you essentially need to start over.
Someone corrected me. David said first drop. Yeah, there's only one drop. I
there
apologize
is only one drop
for
Florida,
but not in the new one.
If we knock it down, and I think we're missing the caves. Like they're missing. It was a mistake. Let's correct that. But let's take this opportunity to make the Florida Pirates more than it's ever been. Like Beacon Barrel's a proven concept. Obviously, it's brand new in the real world. This isn't going to happen. But it's a proven concept. It's already proven it's going to make a ton of money. Clearly, it should be bigger than it is. So let's build a bigger one. Let's put that in the burning town. Let's have your sit-down restaurant at the Load. Like, let's monetize rebuilding Pirates of the Caribbean, but at the same time also give guests a modernized, better version, the best version. Let's take Walt Disney World from the worst version of Pirates of the Caribbean to the best version. Let's take everything we've learned from each iteration and bring that in. And you could build new scenes in between that make sense. You don't have to have the mermaids pile into the first cavern. You could give them a moment to breathe. You know, particularly dead cavern scene. You can have a projection of a mermaid that goes by. It's a subtle reference to what they had for a minute, but people keep saying they should bring that back. We can have the transition that California has with there's the gentleman who's caught in the trap with the treasure, and you make that transition from, you know, modern day where all the pirates are dead to you travel back to their time. Through that, we can have all those things that make the other Pirates of the Caribbean better, but then also have things that give a unique flair to the Florida version. Like you said, Pirates, it's timeless. It's a franchise that's probably more popular than ever. And I think it's an opportunity to revisit what the IP integration will be. I'm sure there's going to be another movie. I'm sure Johnny Depp's going to come back. And I think you use that moment to, you know, have him in-house and re-record him and find new moments for that character in the attraction. And I think also while you're at it, the one thing I had here was originally I wasn't planning on knocking down Pirates. We have to redo the auction scene. I'm not saying we have to go back to auctioning women. I understand it's 2025. People are uncomfortable by that. But honestly, the replacement scene is not good. It's not witty or charming or fun. It doesn't make the red character endearing. It kind of makes her annoying. It's like, oh, well, we got rid of the sexism in the ride. What do we got now? Alcoholism. Like,
don't ya boys?
Yeah. They want the rum. Like, it's not fun.
Yeah, I mean,
it doesn't work.
I think there's room for a little creative sweat to go into this and make something that's timeless on its own. That doesn't have to be a reworking of an existing scene with the same animatronics. And you go, put some new clothes on them and rearrange them and tell a new story. Yeah. Let's just do something fresh from the ground up.
Take what works, remove what doesn't, and put new magic in that works for all generations. Like, make the Walt Disney World Pirates a point of pride. And at the same time, you can easily convince management because you'll look at all these revenue opportunities you'll have.
And I'm not sure, while we're on the subject of like eating and pirates, that like Tortuga Tavern is underutilized.
Pirates League should move there.
Yeah, either Pirates League or Grace O'Malley's Galley. You're building two more dining establishments, though. You don't. Yeah, but I'm building a quick serve now. Yeah, I'm building something in there.
But they clearly don't need it, right? Like, I mean, that's the problem. Is I think when you're adding,
they're going to need it when people flock to this new theme park we're building.
You're adding Bengal barbecue already, and I expanded. Like Sunshine Seasons could add a couple of Sunshine Tree Terrace can add a couple of actual snacks with the expanded space they're going to have.
Yeah.
I think we have enough counter service dining. I think, and also on top of that, you're adding a full table service and you're making the lounge bigger. Like we've added a lot of dining capacity.
Premium dining capacity.
Yeah, but still dining capacity nonetheless. I think the Pirates League idea is really fun. I don't know if that was really dying out. I think they had plenty of reservations. I think it's worth bringing back. I think it's worth having the pirate makeovers again.
I'm fine with that. I would like, it doesn't have to be hourly. I wrote hourly when I sent this to you. But a regularly scheduled sacking of the town. I want streetmosphere.
Yeah.
People running through there, sacking the area. Maybe a stunt show up on the rooftops or something like that.
Well, if we have a new building, we can do it.
Yeah.
It would be cool if every so often there's just people walking around the rooftops and through the streets and make it feel like the Caribbean town is alive. This is going to be a reoccurring thing, I think, as we go through this series, is us bringing.
And then for $100, you can have them lock up someone in your party in a jail cell on the attraction.
Wow. I want the band.
Can you imagine going by and there's a real dude there like, hey, tell my kids to let me out.
You ever seen Rusty Cutlass at the parties? Mm-hmm. I think that should permanently be a thing. I think the pirate band should be on that stage throughout the day. And when they're not up there, that's when you should have the atmospheric entertainment running around doing nonsense.
Even when they would do the pirates in the queue.
Those characters should be able to go through the queue. They should go through the table service. They should visit the bar. They should be able to fully live in the town.
That
we've
is one
created.
area where Epic, I think, really shines.
Yeah.
Is you go into
Darkmoor.
Darkmoor, and there are characters walking around. They're interacting with you. HHN this year, Art the Clown is everywhere.
Yeah.
He's going into gift shops and telling people to buy stuff.
And same thing at Isle of Burke.
Yeah.
Those characters are all over Isle of Burke too.
Yeah.
There should be that freedom. The Caribbean town should feel real and alive.
Right.
I think we're making Caribbean Plaza more of a subland than it even used to be, which is great. I think it should be its own sort of separate, secondary Adventureland. It's a whole land upon itself, really.
Yeah, we need probably a better transition, right, between all of our sea stuff and then when you come into
when
Pirates.
you build your path out to the plane ride and stuff, we're gonna have to figure that.
We're gonna have to figure out a transition, a
Tiki
waterfall
room,
on each side.
Tiki Room's right up against there, which is a little bit of the problem. So I guess maybe here's what we do: if we're not going to do a counter service on that other side, you level the stage. You're going to need some of that space for the transition stuff.
Waterfalls
that pirate
or something,
stage. Yeah, something of the sort there. Or maybe what I like is the land in Shanghai. Their transitions are terrible, but there is a part where there's like a crashed ship. So like some rock work with a crashed ship.
Can you imagine if you make that corner and there's a waterfall sort of obscuring your view so that it creates a reveal of the land. Yeah. And we've rebuilt Pirates of the Caribbean. Instead of the sign being this sort of like 12-foot tall sail that's 15 feet off the ground, that like a wrecked giant pirate ship like the size of the Columbia is like looming over you.
Have you seen the facade in Paris?
No, I don't want to. It's going to make me sad.
I think we kind of want what Paris has. So they do. You walk in under the giant mast, which is cool. But but the fortress is all in the background.
Yeah, I think something.
The photo doesn't do it justice.
I think how tall is the Columbia? 80 feet, 100 feet, like just a huge mast with sails on it of like a decrepit old pirate ship. That would be cool.
Yeah, maybe you walk through like the wreckage. They all kind of do the mast thing. Even Shanghai is the mast. You walk under the mast.
And why don't we have like you know how the seas with Nemo in front, the seas pavilion, the crashing waves into rocks outside.
Oh, we should do that. Yeah, absolutely.
Why can't we have that?
Something of that sort. Yeah.
Yeah, some sort of movement, noise.
So then we take that.
water.
I still want to have the band. So I think what you do is like that. The main entrance to Tortuga Tavern.
Yeah.
So that and there's a sealed room in the back with the restrooms and everything. You use that side for Pirates League.
Yeah.
And then the left side, we open that up a little bit and put the stage. We move the stage to that side.
I'm fine with that.
And that gives us room for our beautiful transition, if you will.
I'm not really wanting to change anything about the Tiki Room. I think the Tiki Room is fine the way it is.
I think you leave it, yeah.
My main gripe is with the Magic Carpets of Aladdin. So,
I also want some elements of Tropical Hideaway in that new seating area we're going to build towards the center. So I want a little bit of the running. You talk about waterfalls on the other side, but I want some of that running water, like at the entrance, the little bridges.
I want moving water.
We want Rosita. We want to have the Rosita animatronic out there for some. We want kinetic energy and liveliness to this space, and so like Rosita hanging out there, some moving water. Obviously the water should run off the children's play area into those little rivers that come out of that space, I think.
Good. I think we've kind of fixed a lot of that now.
Or destroyed most of everyone's childhoods.
Well, it depends. So controversial choices would be, I don't think anybody's going to be upset about Magic Carpets of Aladdin going on.
No, I think everyone's on board with it.
You don't lose an attraction because we're adding the Hathaway Brown attraction. And really Mystic Manor's a real e-ticket attraction as opposed to the Treehouse, which is not a busy or highly in-demand attraction. I like the Treehouse, but I'm absolutely okay with getting rid of it.
I think there's a million opportunities for Easter eggs for the Treehouse too. You have a house of things that are collected. Yeah. There's so many artifacts from the Treehouse that could go in Mystic Manor. They can go in the dining space across the way. Like you'll have a million references to the Treehouse. But it's one of those things that Disneyland did a beautiful job updating. I love Adventureland Treehouse. And that works great. I don't know that spending that money in Florida would mean anything to anybody except a couple of us. And so I think it's time to take the story a different direction. I know that's going to come across to some people the same way the Rivers of America thing did, but I think there are things that are untouchable. The Tiki Room is untouchable. Right. And it's also not a big footprint, so there's really nothing else you could do there. But I think using all this other Adventureland space to the fullest, adding capacity and building a new story for Adventureland, which is exploration more so than colonization, I think we'll do better for Adventureland.
I think also there is room to have some sort of, when we talk about seating, one thing I do like about Disneyland is there are places where you can sit down and overlook the Jungle Cruise.
Yeah.
Just not a ton,
yeah,
but there's just enough there that it feels like it's a special place. I think we could add something in there too. I don't know.
Maybe.
We're gonna have to think about space. But I think
now he's thinking about space.
Just in this area, because you're putting Mystic Manor right there.
Yeah.
We're putting a splash pad out there.
But in the center, I don't think you realize how much space you can open up.
Yeah.
The Jungle Cruise approach needs some work anyway, and so I think there is some interconnection between this seating area and Jungle Cruise. There's a tree line there, and then the Leaky Tikis. I think when you blow that out and you move the path along there, maybe there's an opportunity for some benches or something that look out into Jungle Cruise from that level. There's probably some opportunity there, but we need a large central path. It is a thing that, especially if we're going to put all this money into Pirates and all this money in the back, we need big, clear pathways to get to both of those spaces.
Yeah. And I want to be careful about how we put IPs into the park, but obviously Pirates has become a big Hollywood IP, but it existed long before it was a Hollywood IP.
There will need to be some Jack Sparrow
Cruise,
in the ride,
thing.
but
yeah,
we're not.
It's inevitable at this point. We have to do that.
I think
I
you're
want to
gonna
avoid.
see...
Here are my rules for Magic Kingdom.
Okay.
The Magic Kingdom we're building. Here are the rules I have. No Star Wars, no Marvel, no Pixar. And I think we can get away with that and still do a good job. I mean, in Tomorrowland, we're gonna have to get rid of something. But
I'm not going to agree with you in Tomorrowland.
Okay,
we'll cross that bridge when we get there. And it's not because of Toy Story.
Is it because of Lightyear?
No.
Okay.
No, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I agree with you on the rest of the park, though. I absolutely agree. No Pixar and none of those other things.
They don't belong in the Magic Kingdom.
Totally agree. I think there's an IP in Tomorrowland that I think you might come around on when we get there. But otherwise, I totally agree. I think as we get further along, I don't know what your plans look like, but I will tell you, I have a lot more IP in Frontierland and Liberty Square area. Like that for sure, I've got IP, but...
Yeah, I have some interesting changes that we'll have to make when we get
to
some
of these areas. But Adventureland is kind of fanboy land. It kind of is, but it works.
Yes, it does fan service, but I think also our Adventureland, we have a blessing of space here that Disneyland doesn't have. Yeah. Adventureland and Disneyland is a disaster just to walk through it. Just traffic-wise, it's a disaster. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But we have this blessing of size, but with that size, we should be adding things.
Yeah.
So here we are.
Yeah.
I think we've done a good job.
I think so.
Charlie, you've got your work cut out for you. Creating concept art for this.
Well, cut that out because he should have already done it by the time when people are seeing this. They should already be looking at the art.
That's what I'm saying. I'm sure that you're looking at beautiful art right now by Charlie. But obviously, Tom has to get to Hercules tonight. We're not giving you a lot of time. Especially, my God, with the time difference, Tom.
Yeah, I know. I'm cutting it close.
If you have ideas that you'd like to share, please let us know. Yeah. We're open to it. We're rebuilding this park to make it perfect.
Yeah.
So let us know what you think. Tell us in the comments. Again, Carousel of Products, WIGS. What else? What else can we plug? We don't need to plug anything. We'll plug our new theme park. It's going to be the best in the world. Come see it. It's going to be the most amazing theme park
ever.
It
should be. It's the most visited one in the world. It should be good.
All right. Well, we will see you next time right here on the WDW News Today podcast.
We'll see you real soon.